Everybody did a good job. The judge has the legal issues framed pretty well. There is no evidence that we are aware of at all that anybody tried to hide anything to answer the judge's question. There's not evidence, there's not going to be evidence that these three gentlemen got together and tried to misrepresent or hide anything like that. And I think that's the problem.
If the judge rules against you, would you appeal prior to trial?
That's a decision we always make at that time. We would have to see what the judge says.
But that's an option.
Well, it's something that we would consider depending on what comes up then. But we're optimistic. We think we presented a good case, and we're hopeful the judge agrees with our position. Okay.
Would you? One of the main arguments that you all were talking about was this issue whether official misconduct would apply, and then he posited that hypothetical, which would that mean some other statute would apply? I mean, or do you contend that there was no?
If the state's interpretation of this is correct, then virtually every law, every legislator passes, somebody could go behind and say, well, you really meant this and you said something else. In our opinion, that's almost a preposterous position to take. It's clear the separation of powers stands for something under the law, and it means the executive branch can't interfere with the judicial branch or with the legislative branch.
But the legislative branch did create the official misconduct statute.
They create a lot of statutes. They create every statute, in fact, under the laws of Florida. That doesn't mean this statute applies in these circumstances.
But another way of looking at it is the legislature not bound by the laws it creates?
It absolutely is, but they're also bound by what the law is and how the courts interpret it. In this case, they have said in order to falsify something, you have to falsify a document. There is no document falsified in this case.
I think they're saying it's falsified by omission.
Well, it can't be because it's a line item in the budget. The line item contains 60 spaces. You put in what you can. You know, I've talked to two different representatives now. They knew what they were voting for. And, you know, one of them came out in the newspaper and said, I looked at this specific issue, knew what I was voting for, and I was for it then, and I was still for it.
Who were those? Can you tell us who those were?
One was from West Palm, and one was from Miami.
Steve,
But I'll leave it to them to tell you who they are.
can you tell us again how you think things went today?
Well, I think they went as well as we could have expected. The issues were framed very well for the judge, and now we have to rely on what the judge's decision is. And we're anxious to get that decision because we don't think under the law that these charges should stand.
Can we talk to your client? I don't know if he's.
No, he's not making any statements. Okay. Thank you.